Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new episode of On It. I am Mikey. That is Devin.
Damn, I wish I could remember what we talked about. I couldn't even remember what we talked about the Super Bowl.
If it has to come down to that, or I just seem like a hater to get my point across, I'll do it.
Oh my God, he missed it!
I'm just curious, like, what should I do?
It's a joke.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of On It. We are here. You got me. You got Devin. We are back. And we got, wild card round to talk about. We had some pretty good games. I'll say four out of six. 4 out of the 6 games were very good. Besides
4 out of 6 were nice.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the they were entertaining to say the least, or close at least. I don't know, maybe some of the outcomes I personally wouldn't have wanted, but who cares? I don't really give a damn about these playoffs.
I mean, they were outcomes that you predicted. I mean, you didn't get a single game wrong.
True.
So shit.
I didn't?
6-0. So we'll have to see.
Let's go, dude.
We'll have to see what's up about that.
Wait, I thought I got the. Oh no, I did pick the Bears because I remember like checking the score and I was like, fucking, I was way off with this prediction, and then I fucking turned off the game.
Yeah. Well, you turned it off before. Oh, got you. I see what you're saying. You turned it off.
Well, I didn't. I turned it off and then came back to it with the last fucking few minutes, and I was like, holy fuck, what the fuck happened?
Holy fuck, we got a game. But yeah, we have wild card weekend obviously to review. We got I guess we gotta rank the teams. We're going to wild card. We're going into a divisional round, but we gotta rank these teams that won, these teams that lost. A little conversation about the Ravens, and then we're gonna start with the first part of road to the Super Bowl, prior to all of the combine stuff and the draft, and then we'll come back to redo a lot of these teams that we were gonna try to work on a little bit. So we got some things to talk about, but I guess we got to get into wild card weekend because, like I said, 4 good games. And in a row, what was it? 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and then 1 on Monday. So boom, boom, 4 straight good games in a row. Gave me hope going into Sunday night. Obviously, what wasn't enough, but it started off with the Rams in Carolina. You go. Rams, Carolina. How do you feel about this?
It was always a possibility that I had. Like, Carolina has played the most consistent football that they've played in years over the past few weeks. Like, we've seen them, like, even last year, toward the end of the year, they had a few good weeks, but then it was followed up by a shitter or whatever. Obviously, they had a shitter week 18, but they were starting to play a lot more consistent, decent football. Their offense was getting way better than it has been. But yeah, I mean, in terms of what happened this game, it was the Rams getting comfortable and that defense, for whatever reason, at times being the best defense in the league and then just fucking flat out not showing up. But it just goes to show that the Rams offense is a juggernaut right now. Stafford's the guy right now. And I mean, it's not to talk shit about Stafford, that like everything's pretty weak right now, but he's at the top at 30 odd years old.
37?
Go Rams. 38, maybe.
38? Something like that.
He's old. But yeah, I mean, Carolina made it exciting. Probably too exciting for most people, but
so I'm not really sure. Like I love the optimism. I'm not really sure what to take from this game because like I'm hoping there's a world where um maybe the Rams are legit and maybe the Rams or excuse me, maybe the Panthers are legit and there's an actual I don't know conversation about them next year about being actual contenders or being competitive. It's just I don't know the I feel like if the Bucks went in and put up 30 but lost to the Rams, we would have been gassing it up regardless, And like
Yeah.
with that, I feel like we should probably. I mean, I feel like Carolina kind of deserves to be gassed up a little bit because I'm not just gonna put down the Rams just for the sake of them maybe not being as good as we thought they were. I mean, maybe Carolina just showed up.
Yeah. When it comes to the Rams, I think the Rams are as good as it gets for a season like this, but I just don't think that I personally don't. I don't think anyone else that has enough trust in this Carolina team to say next year could be good or to have expectations for this team yet. Um, Obviously, yeah, they're playing fucking good football, but I don't trust in them yet. I don't trust in Bryce Young. I mean, we spent what 3 years already, or 2 years outside of this year, just completely shitting on Bryce Young, thinking that he should not be a part of any NFL organization after this season. Turns it around. They play well. Yeah, I'm not there yet with this
See,
team.
but if you were
And in a world where the rest of the comp, I'm assuming next year is going to sort of get back to normal, I think Carolina still sits under most of that.
See, but I feel like if we were even like going on a rant though about Bryce Young, we'd throw in something like it's not like you'd be able to compete in a shootout with Matt Stafford. You're not gonna be able to do something like that, you know.
No, of course,
And also like
completely
last
agreed. Yeah.
time they played, it was they won by 3 and they got a lot of that off of capitalizing off of 3 turnovers from the Rams. Rams turned the ball over 3 times. This game, they didn't have that. And you look at they both matched with an interception that followed with a touchdown from their offense. So they both matched each other with that.
Yeah.
Jalen Coker, motherfucker, had 134 yards receiving and only had 50 plus receiving yards 3 times in a game this year. So I don't know if that's a situation where a guy you weren't prepared for or there was just some broken coverage or what, but I mean, it's not like I I I I, I would be a little worried about that defense.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's the playoffs now, so whatever Carolina did doesn't matter anymore. Um, Again, obviously, there's more hope for them next year, but again, there's not a full trust in like, oh, they're not. I mean, shit. At this point, you can call them AFC or NFC South favorites, but doesn't fucking say much. But it's the defense of the Rams. It's scary. Like if their offense is not firing, they can be in some trouble.
Like with the Rams, they can for sure compete with any team that's left in the playoffs in a shootout. And like you got
Yeah,
Puka, he obviously did his thing. Devontae, he dropped a few gimmies, but still was impactful enough. Like he was still doing his thing, even though he could have been doing even more of his thing. Um, but I mean, the offense in terms of having to put up however much they need to put up, I think they're good. But I mean, that defense. The defense scares me a little bit. I'd be worried if I was a Rams fan.
yeah, for sure. I mean, not again. They've had good weeks, a lot of good weeks of good defense. So it's not that they don't have it, but giving up that much to Carolina is concerning. Who do they have? Seahawks?
They're going to have the Seahawks, yeah, because it's Carolina. Excuse me, Carolina, not Carolina. It's Chicago versus motherfucking
Niner game.
yes, the Niners. No,
No.
yes.
Yes?
Why do we not know that? Why do
No.
we not know
The fuck's
the
the
playoff?
matchup? Are we dumb?
It's. I'm pretty sure we are right. Like we know what the games are, but the fact that we don't know, kind of sad. It's oh no,
Well, no, because the Rams were the 6th seed.
it's Bears Rams. Excuse the shit out. Excuse the fuck out of me.
Shit, it's Bears Rams.
But either way, you want to talk Bears, you want to talk Seahawks, you want to talk fucking 49ers, the Rams, they can keep up offensively, but that defense, if shit, I mean, it looks like shit can go south. You let Carolina's wide receiver you let Carolina's wide receiver core go crazy, then what?
No. Yeah. I mean, if I were the Rams, I'm not super duper afraid of that offense, but I would be afraid of not putting up enough to protect from a fourth quarter run. Not that they're going to do that again, but they've got it in them to play that well.
Yeah, I would hope so, but if I'm a Rams fan, I'd be a little scared about my defense. Offense is obviously going to be able to keep up, but I don't know. I hope this means more. I hope this means that Carolina is better than we thought, than more of a Rams defense isn't good enough to win a Super Bowl type of situation.
Yeah, but at this point, it's like if the Rams defense isn't good enough to win a Super Bowl, whose is in the playoffs?
Houston's.
Fucking Seahawks. I know, but CJ is like right now in the bottom 15 of quarterbacks.
Whoa.
He's played like an absolute bum, and it's scary.
Okay. All right. Here's the problem. An absolute bum. I can't say that. That's like LaShawn McCoy calling Trevor Lawrence
This
god
game,
awful. I mean, well, he wasn't an absolute bum.
I'm not saying CJ is god awful, but he has played horribly.
You're telling me that CJ Stroud was an absolute bum against the Steelers?
Certain stages of that game, yes. Like if the Steelers offense wasn't so poor, and that Texans defense wasn't what the fuck it is, they'd be horrible.
Okay. I mean, I will say that
Steelers would have smoked them.
I will say that as a Ravens fan, I hate Tyler Loop even more now, because what the fuck did we lost for this? This is what we lost for?
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
we would have put
And the crazy thing is, Mike Tomlin still steps down because he hasn't won a playoff game in fucking 10 years, and Aaron's still out of the league. So the fucking Steelers got nothing from this. You guys lose your head coach, good riddance, but you still could have lost them after this.
See, no, here's the thing. I think we could have we could have easily folded to that Houston defense, but I think we're putting up more than 6 points. I think that we're gonna make it even more of a problem for Houston, because I mean, I don't know. No matter what, I think the Ravens are better than the fucking Steelers, and they won 2 games against the Steelers this year and got it taken away from them. They missed a field goal and dropped a touchdown. So, whatever.
Yeah. But the not capitalizing on anything. Like 2 horrible fumbles. Did not score a touchdown off of getting the ball in the red zone or getting the ball on the Texans side multiple times. Like they were trying to throw that game away. It seemed like.
Yeah,
and
but
they could have. I mean, obviously the score was 30-6, but there was a late touchdown and then a late pick six. That game was a lot closer.
yeah, but I mean, is it a late touchdown? And not talking about the pick six, but is it a late touchdown or is it a touchdown that sealed the game for Houston? I mean, what are we talking about? If anything,
It's
Pitt
a touchdown that sealed the game for sure. No, it is.
to me, Pittsburgh's defense. I mean, they're the ones that really should have kept anybody in the game. Beside, I mean, if we're talking about them versus the Patriots,
Well, they did.
Kinda. I mean, they kinda did.
Well, no, they kept the Steelers in that game because I mean, what was it, 17-6 in the fourth?
Uh, yeah.
There was just there was just zero fucking production from Aaron or
Well,
that offense at all.
well, I mean, it's kind of hard to. It's like think of like a shoe factory. It's kind of hard for there to be production when it's getting torched and there's gasoline being poured all over the floors and it's being lit on fire and the building is burning down. So it's not gonna be hard to get product. There's gonna be no production. And that was the Steelers' offense, a burning shoe factory.
Who's what? Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes, like horrendous. And then DK to like not be a factor at all. Shout out Texans defense. They were getting Aaron like a motherfucker. Um, Running game was basically non-existent. I mean, a couple good throws to Adam Thielen, a couple good throws to the other dude, 14, whatever the fuck his name is, Gainwell.
yeah.
Um, Outside of that, it was dog shit. It was poop.
I mean, it was dog shit. And I mean, yeah, it's just funny how like the tables turn in just a week because I remember so many people talking about how fucked the Ravens were and all this, and now the Steelers are back at home. And what really sucks is, like you said, they don't have a head coach because Mike Tomlin stepped down, which is a nice way to say like we didn't want to fire you, we didn't want that to be the headline. Like with Pete Carroll, right? Like they gave Pete Carroll the
But
option.
also, we're the but yes, exactly. Well, no. Pete said that he wasn't going to retire.
Well, okay,
Oh, you're talking about the Seahawks,
what I'm saying is
Pete Carroll.
not okay. I'm not gonna retire. I'm not gonna whatever. I believe that the Raiders could have there was a the Raiders probably gave Pete Carroll a chance to step down.
Well, yes, but the reason he didn't is because if they fired him, they still have to pay the rest of his contract, which was $30 million, because he was pissed.
So, but that's what I'm saying. You don't think they to try to save some money?
No, they wanted him to step down, so they wanted him to renegotiate his contract, and he said, "Fuck you, fire me," and they did.
Yes.
So
Yes.
good for Pete Carroll. I shout out Pete Carroll. It's a baller ass move. Um, but no, the Steelers have never fired a coach. They've had three.
Yeah, I guess
Like
that's
they, like they have not. So, yeah, I don't know. Like this is I'm kind of tired of this whole like, oh, who's going to be the next head coach of the Steelers for the next 20 years? How about nobody? No one should be the head coach for 20 years. We saw what happened. A bunch of mediocrity because you didn't want to change your fucking head coach because of principle.
it is interesting to think that the Steelers probably are going to go with a younger guy who is going to be able to be around for a while, and they're probably going to take a while. They're probably going to be the longest. They're probably going to take the longest out of all these teams to hire somebody.
Of course.
And now they don't have a quarterback. I mean, they're kind of screwed.
I mean, I don't know if they're any more screwed than what they were with Tomlin and Aaron had they kept the both of them next year. Like they still like in a real world where the Bengals are better and the Ravens are a lot better, the Steelers this year would have been non-existent.
Yeah, but take Aaron and Tomlin out of it. You look at that defense. Pass coverage sucks with like what fucking old ass Jalen Ramsey back there, and then you got TJ and Cameron Hayward only getting
Yeah.
older, and then what? DK's gonna want to stay. DK's not gonna want to stay there. There's no chance.
There's no reason.
So the Steelers
Like,
are in a bad situation.
The second, 100%, and the second like Tomlin stepped down, it was like, okay, now that was Aaron's last game ever, at least for a Steeler.
Yeah, well, according
Like
to Aaron,
there's no Aaron coming back as a Steeler.
according to Aaron, he's not gonna make an emotional decision. Whatever that means.
Cool. I don't know what a non-emotional decision about retirement at 42 is. What's the non what? What's the decision to make?
I don't know.
Do I want to go sit in the woods and never talk to anybody again, or do I want to fucking play another mediocre season of football?
Probably play another mediocre season of football. Honestly, that sounds way more fun.
And because, no, of course. Well, because he, for whatever reason, thinks that he will retire and then we'll never see him again. Even though he plays in every fucking charity golf pro-am and is on Pat McAfee every morning or fucking once a week or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, he would have retired by now if he wanted to do that. I don't think he does. I don't think he wants to disappear. I think he wants to play another year, but he fucked himself with the way he went about the past few years.
Yeah, and maybe his goal wasn't even to, win it all, because let's be real, like Aaron Rodgers has been around for so long. He knows what it takes to win, and he knows even if he has the hope and drive to go win a Super Bowl at this age, he knows there's a chance that they don't. And maybe the choices he made, like I want to play for an organization like the Steelers, I want to play for a coach like Tomlin, maybe that's how he wants to go out. And it's it's something like, if he can't find another franchise that will accept him, that is, I guess, more of a what's the word, a highly regarded franchise, with a coach that has like a brain on his head.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
probably
then
gonna walk.
he shouldn't have left the Packers then. Or he should have found a way to get Matt Lefleurs fired.
No, they were pushing Aaron. They were pushing him out the door.
I know, but I mean the Jets was an obvious, humongous mistake. A quarterback can maybe fix a team, but you're not going to be able to fix an organization like that. But yeah, we would be stupid to say that Aaron needs to win a Super Bowl. He hasn't won a Super Bowl in what, 15 years at this point.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's not at the forefront of his necessities.
No, but I don't know. What was that? I was so locked into what you were saying that I forgot what I was gonna say. What did you say before? Not, we don't expect him to win a Super Bowl every year. You said,
The Jets.
"Oh yes, thank you." We'll never know that the year, his first year with the Jets, we'll never know how good they could have possibly been, because they had a fucking nasty defense, and Aaron Rodgers can make it work with a lot of different receivers, and he had a lineup, and it could have been interesting.
Yes, but for that similar team to come out the next year and do that gave us an idea of what could have happened. Also, the amount of shit that 2023 Jets defense was talking was absurd. They were comparing themselves to the 2000 Ravens before the season.
Well,
which is the most shameful thing.
I don't know why they would do that. That's not it. That ain't it.
No one will ever talk about the 2023 Jets defense.
No, they won't. They'll talk about that Achilles tear in the first quarter of their first game of the season, and that's about it. What do we
So,
got? What do we got? We got okay. We got Green Bay and Chicago. Green Bay and Chicago.
I mean, like I predicted the game correctly. I said the Bears were going to win, but in no way did I expect the Packers to play a solid 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters, be in the position to win a football game, and then do this. Like I thought the Bears were that much ahead of the Packers that the Packers would not be in this position. And more so because the Packers, I think, are not that good. But for them to collapse like this is on nobody but their head coach. You cannot lose games that you're up 18 points. And it's not because the Bears were like, oh, we're the fucking best team in the NFC. It's because, yeah, I mean, the Packers choked the bitch. No reason for them to lose that football game.
So I know you're not a fan of Matt Lefleurs, and and Ben Johnson,
Have never
obviously,
been.
is obviously not a big fan of Matt Lefleurs at all. Ben Johnson, it seems like he hates Matt Lefleurs actually, and like, let me ask you, like,
Which, fine.
why do you not like Matt Lefleurs?
Why do I not like Matt LaFleur?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many years did he spend with Aaron? I mean, I think most of it started in that, what was it, a divisional game? Or was that the NFC Championship?
2020, last year was 2022.
McCarthy was fired in what,
2018. So it was
18?
2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. He had 4 years with Aaron.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, 2 MVPs out of it. You have, I mean, yes, the front office is not getting them pieces, which at some point is also on the head coach, but I mean, it started with that, what you call it? I think it was the NFC Championship, 19.
We'll go all the way back. Go all the
Niners,
way back
Packers.
because I was ready for this. I was ready for this. If you want to talk about Matt LaFleur, for me, he needs to be on the fucking hot seat. The man is 3-6.
And he should have been.
He's 3-6 in the playoffs, and you go all the way back to 2019, first year he was in the playoffs. I believe his first season as the coach. 37-20, got ass whooping by San Fran, and then the year after that, that was the game versus Tampa where they were down 8 with 2 minutes to go, and he kicks a field goal on fourth down instead of going for it, hoping he's going to be able to get the ball back from Tom Brady.
That was Tampa? Okay, I thought that was the Niners.
That was Tampa.
Yeah, no, that shit. That's what made me hate the motherfucker. Um,
Um,
Also the fact that he came from the Redskins system and we didn't get him. It was just early on in his career. There was a little bit of butthurtedness, just because at that point it was like what, 5 fucking head coaches who were on our staff we could not keep, and we did it again with Cliff. Congratulations, Washington. But yeah, no, it was the field goal thing.
but I was going to say, this isn't even it,
Also,
though.
just his attitude, his ability to, I don't know, feel like the Packers are a force. Like the Packers have been okay for a while. I mean, even when Aaron was winning MVPs, the Packers were okay. I mean, they had a a better running game back then than they do now, or maybe not even better. Their defense wasn't as good as it is now. And I don't think that they made the right decision with Jordan Love. I would have rather have kept Aaron for those few years. And you can't say that it's like what none of it is Matt LaFleur's issue. None of it's Matt LaFleur's ideas. He's in the room when they draft Jordan Love and when they bring Jordan Love. Like I'm not shitting on Jordan Love, but when I don't know, the Malik Willis shit with him pisses me off. Jordan Love is not at where he should be if we're looking at how his progression and where he should be.
Okay.
I'm not a huge supporter, but I don't know.
I mean, a couple things. I think if we look at the ending of Aaron Rodgers' career since leaving Green Bay, it was at least a pretty good decision to have Jordan Love instead of having to go into the fucking free agency market or trade or get some bum for their next quarterback. Like it was definitely the better move.
Well, of course, but prior to that, and then it still continues to now, which is not getting pieces for a team that could be a lot better. Like again, defense is good. Their running game has been solid. They go out and get Josh Jacobs. They do not get any receiver threats. They couldn't do it for Aaron. It was just Devontae. They haven't done it for Jordan Love, and it shows. You've got a yes, they're banged up, but if Christian Watson's your number one and Romeo Doubs is out there, and yes, they're good enough, and this team is good enough, and that defense is good enough. But I mean, for this team to get to another level, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Well,
They're not
see,
doing it.
and playoffs in terms of playoffs after the field goal situation with Tampa, they go back to the playoffs in 2021. They're up 10-3 versus San Fran. San Fran blocks a punt. They return it for a touchdown. They end up getting the ball back. San Fran puts up a field goal, 13-10. Packers 3-and-out with 3 minutes to go, and that's ball game. Then you go over to 2023. I believe this was the first year Jordan Love was in the playoffs. So only his second game ever as in the playoffs. They lose 22-10. Or no, that was or no, in 2023 they lose to San Fran 24-21. So not too bad for Jordan Love's first year in the playoffs. Then you go last year, Philly 22-10, ass whooping by them. And then this year they go 9-7-1, which we got to talk about how they barely squeezed into the fucking playoffs. 18-point lead at half. They had an
Yeah,
18-point lead. They had an 18-point fucking lead at halftime. What the fuck?
yeah. I mean, they were. Yeah, I mean, everything was rocking for them. Like I was like, okay, cool. The Packers are showing up. They're here. Um, Nothing the Bears could do did anything. They had nothing going. Ben Johnson had nothing, and then yeah, I mean, you give the game away at that point.
Absolutely.
Again, obviously the Bears had some luck on their side, and yes, they put it together late, but it's not even like the performance. It's like the fact that you're losing games like this. That's concerning.
Yeah, and
But I don't know. The Packers are out. So
Packers are out. Packers are gone, and they let fucking Caleb Williams go into absolute Brady mode. That man was down 11 points with 6 minutes to go. He had two touchdowns and he had two touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Bears defense went out there again, gives him the ball back with gives him down 3 points, gives him the ball back because Green Bay missed a field goal that would have put him up 6. Chicago goes back down, scores, and obviously Green Bay couldn't capitalize on that. That's ball game. And Ben Johnson absolutely hates Matt Lefleurs. And I will say, like, obviously I'm sure you saw the handshake and you saw everything, but I feel like I hate to be that guy because I will admit it's hilarious. Like how much he hates him. Like, and for me, without context, it's like he just hates this motherfucker. Because a lot of coaches like Matt LaFleur. A lot of coaches a lot of coaches fuck with them. So to see someone like, just to see Ben Johnson just be like, fuck him. I'm like, just fuck him. He's at this stage, and I will say, like, it's kind of unfair because there are other coaches or whoever maybe just not winning enough or certain situations where they would be getting the fucking third degree because you don't really act like that as the head coach, or you kind of have to set the example or set an example, or in like a shitty way of using this, like be the adult in the room, like
no.
like
There's a lot
going
of
into the
childish type of hatred.
Going into the locker room, sure, talk all the shit you want. That's locker room talk. And if people happen to catch it on camera, whatever, it's 2026. But like on the field, like shake his hand. I mean, just shake his hand, say good game, walk on. Like why you have to do this whole run away, get all like it's gonna go viral. All this shit. What are we doing?
They've had, I think it was like 3 handshakes. Obviously, yeah. They've played 3 times this year. And all of them were like kind of like that. This was the most aggressive, where it was like in and out, gone. I personally don't give a shit. But no, I definitely get what you're saying. Like, go be respectful. It's every head coach has to shake hands. It's what you do, unless you're Bill Belichick and you go play hooky with the refs and scream with them. But yeah, it's pretty childish. It's pretty stupid, and yeah, not a great look. But also, I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think I can't lie and act like it's not kind of hilarious how much he hates Matt LaFleur for
No, it's funny.
seemingly no reason, but it is. It's
And Matt's like,
all right, whatever. I
he
don't
doesn't.
know.
He does feel like, I feel like he feels hurt by it.
Yeah, I mean,
He feels
shit,
slighted.
bro. It's like, bro, like, why? What are you saying? Fuck me for? Like, we're all just here, like, coaching. What the fuck? Like, what the fuck, man?
Why are you saying fuck 50?
But no,
Yeah.
he is not like Ben Johnson, and we get to see Chicago, I guess, for at least another week, act like they've never won a football game before. So that'll be interesting. It's all full circle. Back in the day, there was Walter Payton. He was known for being like, when you get in the end zone, you gotta act like you've been there before, yada yada and all yada. And now you look at the Bears in 2026.
Yep.
And them and their fans just do not know how to act when they win a game, especially in the postseason.
No. I hope they were acting like this back when Rex Grossman was their quarterback in what?
2006.
What? 06 ish?
2006. Yeah, that would have been.
07? Yeah.
Was it 2006 or 2008?
Yeah.
I don't know. 06.
8.
I don't fucking
8.
remember.
06 was the Steelers. 7 was the Giants. 8 Colts. 9 Saints.
Okay. Maybe. I thought Steelers
10
were. I thought
Steelers,
were 05.
11 Packers. I thought that was 06.
I thought that was. Who cares? Who cares?
Who cares?
Let's say
You're right.
Who the fuck cares? I don't think they were acting like that when Rex Grossman was there though, but it'd be interesting to know. Buffalo versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Devin. Can I just say this? Can I just say this before we talk about anything that involves the game? And I know I don't know what you're laughing about, but I'm gonna ask you what you're laughing about in a sec. Fuck anybody who's got something bad to say about that damn Jacksonville Jaguars reporter in that post game interview, because reporters and journalists,
People are
what's up?
people are saying bad things about what she
Oh,
said.
so oh
People are saying bad things about her.
so many people like this isn't how reporters are supposed to act. Shame on whoever gave her credentials. She should never be able to report again. This is People were going crazy on her. Is that what were you laughing about her?
No, I thought you were going to talk shit about Josh
Oh,
Allen.
I am in a sec. Just don't wait. Don't worry. But
No, I
the,
know, but
the
I thought we were getting there first. But yeah.
they were going crazy on that lady. Um,
I saw no issue with it. Now, did it feel a little, I don't know, kind of odd? I mean, it's rare to see things like that. Um, I don't want to say unnecessary, but no, I mean it was nice, and I don't disagree with her. Like Liam Cohen's done a great job at fucking fixing up this organization, at least this year. Um, like they're for what they're working with, they've had a great season. But yeah, there's no reason to shit on her
well,
for acknowledging that.
reporters and journalists, I'd say probably 95 to 99% of them absolutely suck. And I won't go as far.
Exactly.
I won't.
So yeah, who's talking shit? Reporters?
Yeah, other journalists and reporters, and I won't go as too far to say like every reporter is looking for a soundbite or a crazy clip, but a lot of them suck. A lot of them ask stupid questions. A lot of them are there. Like to put it in perspective, the same person that could go in there and say that to a head coach is the same that same person can be somebody who goes in to ask Lamar a question and then goes and writes a report about how Lamar stays up late and plays video games and
Yep.
and tries to spread all this
Yep.
false narrative bullshit in the media. Like, why is that okay? Yet you have somebody who's like I'm not gonna lie. At this point, every reporter, there should be at least one reporter just for in terms of like lifting spirits up at every fucking post game conference for anybody that lost. That goes for players. That goes
Yeah.
for
I mean,
all of them.
there's no issue with what she did. There are issues with what other reporters do on a daily fucking basis, which is, I mean, the media game in and of itself is a nasty business. Their job is to pull shit out of you that you would not have said on your own.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, no. I mean, fuck anyone who's defending the media can go fuck off, especially anyone who's shitting on this woman while defending the media. The media in every sport has been horrible for as long as I could remember, at least in post games and all of that shit. Like, not one NFL player, not one basketball player wants to do that shit because of the way that the media is.
Yeah.
So, fuck off. Fuck the media.
Um. Yeah. Media
And I'm gonna
absolutely
be honest. I'm gonna
sucks.
be honest. I can guarantee that this woman who said this, like, I don't know anything about her, but I mean, if she's a journalist, she's probably fucking, I don't know, done some bullshit.
Well, I mean, I'm sure she said some dumb shit before, but I'm saying it's just who, why hate on somebody saying like one positive thing? They never have ever said anything
Just
positive
the fucking
ever.
hate.
I mean, there's never any
Yeah,
positivity. Um, so yeah, to hate on
no,
her, kind of weird. But I will say in terms of the actual game, Buffalo, I mean, they turned it on. Josh was slinging it. I'll say we know who the refs got this year. Um,
bro. No, I'm I'm saying it right now. Regardless of how good any teams look or who's doing what or what the Patriots can do or whatever, the Bills are winning the Super Bowl. Regardless. Um, and I think it wasn't like a lot that like the refs did to impact the game, but it was enough. And when Tony Romo is like, yo, you guys need to fucking chill out on these ball placements, um, and these calls, like they marked Josh for a first down, or that Bills player for a first down, who was clearly a yard short,
Oh, yeah.
and then they marked Josh for a touchdown on one of the fucking stupidest tush pushes of all time. Um,
You want to talk about
the
that tush?
Buffalo butt shove,
You want to talk about that tush
the
push?
Buffalo butt shove where he was
So
stopped. Yeah,
so they're at around like the 10-yard line, and Josh Allen, runs a little sneak, gets stood up. Half of the defense stops. Half of the defense is, they, all right, they stop. Some in the middle are
blow the
still pushing
whistle.
and shoving, um, waiting for a whistle, and then he's all of a sudden going and going and going, and forward progress was just given to him, no matter how long he was stood up for initially. And what pisses me off is, what if he fumbled that? What if as soon as when he got stood up,
Forward progress was stopped. Forward progress was stopped at the 6.
like I'm saying, like I'm just
Same way it was
wondering, like,
stopped. Same way it was stopped when the Eagles fumbled on the tush push.
well, that's why I bring it up, because you would think, especially after that Eagles fumble, that they would make sure they establish when forward progress was over or when the play was over, and then they just they pull this let them play bullshit at the end of this
Re-
game.
regardless of the whistle, like they didn't rule that Eagles won a fumble because no one blew a whistle.
Yeah,
Or no, someone did blow a whistle.
they blew a whistle.
Whatever the fuck the
No,
situation
they
was.
blew a whistle.
They blew a whistle.
Yes.
They blew a whistle, but they had already established that forward progress was stopped even though he was moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then in this scenario, yeah, I mean, had he fumbled whilst he was stood straight up, dead ball, I'm assuming, because you can
Yeah.
make that
The
decision afterward.
the Eagles fumble was Hurts fumbled, and then it got boom knocked out like a yard or two, got picked up, and then a whistle was blown. Um,
Yeah.
but okay, to me that was the most egregious, was the letting him stand up, and then all of a sudden linemen start pushing him and shoving him forward again, and they're giving him 10 fucking yards and basically give him a touchdown. Well, at first give him a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but
Well, then, I mean, after that, the Jags gave him that 1 yard tush push just to get him in the end zone.
Well, yeah. Well, then the ref said, I know all season when we see a corner wrap his arm around a receiver's waist and jump in front of him before the ball arrives, that we call pass interference. Um, and I know it might affect games and throw games off a little bit, but I think just for right now, especially for the Buffalo Bills, now that we're in the postseason, we're just gonna let them play, because that interception that Trevor Lawrence threw at the end of that game was, now, will I say, as egregious as letting Josh Allen stand up, take a sip of water, and then get pushed forward? No. But I will say that when you have a
No.
corner in 2026, arm around the waist, jumping up before the ball arrives, it's a pass interference. I mean, it's just simply put, if you are, I don't know, or sure, great coverage. Tony Romo loves him some Buffalo Bills. I don't know what to say. Um, I'm hating. So like, I don't know. Like, I'm not about to, like, I'm not that reporter in Jacksonville. I don't got nothing good. That's why I'm not in that room with some bullshit
No.
question. I don't care. I'm not asking no, Josh, how does it feel to fucking do your thing and be in the division round? Fuck you. You good at football playing motherfucker.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Um, no, I mean, I don't want to say it feels like the Chiefs of last year because the Chiefs of last year was some of the most egregious bullshit I've ever seen for an entire season. But it seems like at least in this round, the Jags were not supposed to win that football game.
No.
And the Bills are not scary at all. And again,
No,
I think we've said this about every single team in the playoffs. Like, no
nobody's
one's
scary.
scary, but for a Bills team that's supposed to be super developed,
Mm.
they're not that developed right now. And I don't know what the Bills have cooking because they've talked about firing Sean McDermott for years, and then they're just going to keep getting close to Super Bowls. And I mean, even if he wins one, like no one's gonna be like, "Oh, Sean McDermott, what a great, what a great Super Bowl winning head coach." Like they've talked about firing him for 6 years now. So I don't know what they're doing extending the life of him, but it's all weird.
um, and I mean, besides that, I would like to see Jacksonville come back next year and be actual comp and be legit. And I think I mean they seem more legit than Carolina. Even though Carolina, I mean, they put up a good
Mm-hmm.
fight, but I do think I do I think Jacksonville. I mean, if you want to just go back to what you said about Bryce Young and quarterback alone, I like Trevor Lawrence way more over Bryce. I got him way over Bryce.
Oh, of course,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I
And
guess we
I don't
get
think
to
we can't give T-Law the same shit that we'll give like um Herbert. T-Law is not in any situation
but I will
yet.
say Trevor Lawrence at least has won a playoff game.
All right, well, it was beating Justin Herbert 5 years ago after being down like what 27 points.
How many playoff wins does Justin Herbert have? Less than Tim Tebow. Um, yeah, so we get to see we got to see Buffalo beat Jacksonville by 3. Cool, good job. And then they get to play the weakest number 1 seed in NFL history, possibly. So it's great. They get to go and play
Yeah.
Denver.
Like
Lucky them.
it's it's shocking. Like I hope Denver's better than what we think they are, but god damn do they suck, brother.
I was gonna
Their
say.
offense is
I
poop.
mean, do you really do you actually think they're better than? Well, we'll talk about that next episode, but I don't know. I'm worried. And speaking of worried, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is now 0-3 in the playoffs. Um, I don't know. Uh, he's the man is not a winner. I mean, like sure he got his ass torn up. Like, he was just getting sacked after sack, pressure after pressure. Um, but I guess that's just the New England defense that everybody's been talking about. And I guess they just turned it up a little,
Yeah.
another notch going into the playoffs. But I mean, I don't know what this game. I didn't see like I didn't watch that game. I wasn't like, oh man, like now I see why this is like, and obviously it doesn't matter. It's the postseason, but like, damn, this is like from some playoff performance. This is a playoff performance from Drake May right here. Like he's going nuts.
What?
I'm saying watching that game, I was not. There was never a time where I was, looking forward. Like
Oh, okay.
I wasn't impressed by Drake
Gotcha.
May.
You had me confused. I thought you were like, yo, this is Drake Mays here. You're being gotcha sarcastic. Um
No.
yeah, no. No. I mean, maybe we'll see something special out of Drake, but we've seen Drake play well enough. He's played well. Obviously, he's had a lot of good games, but um, again, the Patriots as a whole are very good. And yeah, I mean, they've got Diggs, they've got two good running backs. Their running game is really good. They know they can beat teams in a few different ways. And the Chargers are still one of the most disappointing franchises I think ever.
You know, maybe you were just like really bored and fell asleep and dreamed of another game where it like New England showed they could win in many ways, but this was a field goal battle for like 3 quarters, and then like oh New England finally scored, and that was it.
No, no, I'm not talking about this game in particular. I'm talking about like New England in general. And what I mean by winning in many ways is like winning regardless. Like
Okay.
just because their offense doesn't show up, which it has not, I'm saying that they can go and kick a few field goals and win a fucking football game. They can go get a pick six and win a football game. They can have a 80-yard rushing touchdown from Henderson and win a football game. Um, they don't need Drake May to show up every week. So if Drake May has a good game or not, it's not the most sort of pressing thing.
See, but like this team, like okay, so this game you saw New England's defense, I'd say good enough to beat New England. Did Drake or to good enough to beat Buffalo? Did Drake May, in your eyes, play good enough to beat Buffalo again for the second time this year?
No,
Yeah,
hell no.
I don't. I like. I don't. I
But I think Buffalo's defense is worse than the Chargers' defense.
no. I would. I mean, I think statistically, Buffalo has the best pass cover, or at least like yards per passing yards allowed per game. I think they're up there.
Okay.
If they're not, I'll go fuck myself. But I don't know who has a better defense. I think we'll see, and I think it'll be a little interesting if they do match up because once again, maybe we're feeling a little fucking stupid, but this week we're getting Denver versus Buffalo. Okay, so it's Houston, New England. Cool. Just had to make sure my brain was still on
Yeah.
at least a little bit. But moving on from that, I think the only game left is Philly and San Fran.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll say this, and I don't know if maybe you'll disagree, maybe I'm overreacting, but the Eagles are falling apart.
I think the Eagles fell apart
Okay, sure.
this year. And I think you can obviously look at the one thing that they did change about this team or had to change, and that's Kellen Moore leaving and Kevin Patullo coming in. Um, everything is completely different. They were not able to replicate anything that they did last year or get anywhere near what they did last year offensively. Um, and yeah, I don't think that they're a team that can't get a good OC and then go run it back and have some sort of semblance of hope, and have a better season than they did this year. But there's also the AJ Brown concern. There's the Saquon concern that maybe he's past his prime, which doesn't make any sense. Um, maybe Jalen Hurts isn't the guy. Like all of these narratives feel so fresh because last year we were on the complete other side of the spectrum. It was how good can Jalen Hurts get? Can Saquon do it again? How good is Devontae and AJ Brown still? And then now it's, are these guys even, do these guys deserve jobs right now? And to me, yes. And I think to have these four guys and to not be able to do anything with it is a sheer crime. And Patullo might need to be locked up in Philly's Lincoln Financial Field jail because, God damn it, he fucked everything up.
I mean, I think it's pretty simple. I think they peaked. I mean, we saw sprinkles all this season. Not even sprinkles, full fucking chunks of fucking peanut butter, whatever you get at your on your yogurt, your frozen yogurt. Jalen Hurts just not being able to get it done, not being able to just not being able to deliver. And Saquon, sure, I mean he was still doing. He wasn't 2,000 yards, Saquon, and there were a lot of games where we were like, I ain't really see Saquon do much, but there are also a lot of games where it's like 15 attempts from Jalen Hurts, 125 yards, and they win, or just something
Yeah.
stupid like that, just shitty ass stat lines like
Yeah.
that, and it got to a point where and we've also seen all this season and last season, and we've been predicting this and been talking about this. AJ fucking Brown. Like what the fuck is that? He's an absolute bitch. He acts like a 14-year-old girl. I don't know what is wrong with AJ Brown, but I, what the fuck was that?
No, I mean, yeah, yes, the Eagles were piss poor compared to last year, but the AJ Brown bullshit definitely threw a wrench in the vibe of this team. Because it was weekly. There was something, everyone on that team had to answer questions about AJ Brown. Meanwhile, he's sitting at home reading a book, tweeting about a whole bunch of bullshit that no one really gives a shit about. Do I think AJ Brown can go thrive on another team if he were to leave? 100%. Do I think AJ Brown can thrive next year on the Eagles? 100%. Just with a better situation. Again, I put this year for the Eagles at least as a cosmic fuck up and not what will happen in the future.
I slightly disagree because I think AJ Brown is I think AJ Brown. So AJ Brown, right? Last year he was doing the same exact thing. It was the same shit every week. He was acting like an ass, and they won enough and they were good enough to get to the Super Bowl and win it. Now this year, you see what happens when because for me, AJ Brown is a type of receiver, and obviously this is like you could just throw diva on him and say that, but like okay, you want to actually give a deeper explanation of it. He's a receiver who absolutely has all the talent in the world to show up next year for Philly and dominate, go to another team and dominate. The man was dominating with Ryan Tannehill. He can play ball. We all know he can, but maybe on a team like Tennessee, it's like no, you kind of need a coach who is okay with however many targets AJ Brown is begging for, or you need somebody who might not be up AJ Brown's ass if he has 8 targets and has only caught two, or has 3 or 4 drops in a game, and you're it's like maybe Nick Sirianni. It's like okay, I don't care how many times you want the ball. Jalen Hurts, my game plan isn't to just focus on you. Maybe, or maybe Jalen Hurts isn't good enough to always get it to AJ Brown. I don't know what the situation is, but either way, Philly may not be the organization, nor have the coaching staff or quarterback to bend. What's that phrase? Bend to his
Bend the knee.
whims, or bend to his whims, his will, his wants, bend to his something. There's a
Bend the knee.
Bended knee. I've never heard of that. I've
is
never heard of that one. See, I've never heard of bend to his, bend to their, bend, bend to their. What is it? What is it? Bend to their whim. Bend to their whim. To yield, submit, or confirm. To yield, submit, or conform to someone's sudden, unpredictable, or arbitrary desires. So yeah, bend to his whim. I wouldn't like. I don't think Philly's the team to do that. Tennessee might be. Tennessee, Mike Vrabel. I'm waiting for Bill to retire. I'm leaving this shit. Who cares?
He did not know that was coming. That was years ago.
Mike Vrabel knew he was going to be a Patriots coach at some point. Come on.
Yeah, well, it should have happened the year before because Gerard Mayo's a fucking mess.
I guess. But we called this a year ago with AJ Brown. The defense, they held. So after that opening drive, San Fran came out looking hot, which was really just, a broken play because Philly, I guess, decided to not tackle that game, especially that play. Like they were like, we're gonna just forget every fundamental of defense possible and see how far they can go.
Yep.
And then, they found their way into the end zone. And then after that, they held them to 3 points all the way into the fourth quarter. Philly had all the opportunities in the world to go out there and take advantage and take over that game. And what did they do? Fourth quarter came. Oh, yeah. I mean, pretty much, yeah. When the fourth quarter came, last domino fell. Because I was about to say, I don't know why I for some reason didn't write that part down. Because once the fourth quarter hits, if you want to help me out, unless you're struggling to remember as well. Yes, there we go. It was 13-3. Yeah, they held them to 3 points until the fourth quarter, outscored them 13-3 in the second half or in the fourth quarter. Eagles were absolutely nowhere near close to getting it done. And you know what sucks the most is, and obviously I always if you don't get to me, I get to you about it. This Greg Kittle Achilles tear.
George.
Greg, I said Greg. Jesus Christ, kill me. Bury me out back next to Old Yeller. Holy shit. George Kittle's torn Achilles, which, and I'm not even trying to be funny about it, but if we're talking about like just technology in 2026 or camera angles, what a fucking shot of that fucking Achilles snap.
Really shows the snap, dude. Like when Aaron tore his, you can kind of see it snap. This one, it's like because you can see the calf
who has the most
when
clear
he first puts his
KD.
I can't remember.
KD.
Huh?
KD.
Maybe KD. No, KD's was like. I'll have to go back and rewatch KD's.
I was about to say you might.
Tatum's.
You can
definitely see.
Tatum's might be, but we're gonna go back. I'm telling you, after this podcast, you're gonna go watch KD's. I feel like his legs are so skinny that it just. I feel like it did.
Yeah, but with KD's, it was like he shot the ball, I think, and then turned and was like, "Yo, something bit me," and then it was like, "Oh fuck."
Well, yeah, but
which is what they
he's so
say.
His brain is so far away from his feet, though. It just took that long.
True.
That's all that was.
But no, the insertion of his calf is like super duper high, so I guess it may have shot up a long way. But no, well, you can see his foot hit the turf, and you see his calf initially tense up, and then you just see it shoot right back up, and then you can't put any weight on it. Yeah, that was gross. But
yeah, and that just
I think those are I don't for whatever reason it's terrible, but it's satisfying to see someone's fucking Achilles tendon snap.
Yeah, but it sucks because like George Kittle is like one of the main reasons I'm like okay with seeing San Fran win. Like I like George Kittle. He's cool.
Yeah, no, Kittle's the man. And now it's just Brock and CMC.
McCaffrey. Juwan Jennings.
Yeah.
Throwing a touchdown.
I hope this isn't the end. And I don't think it is. I don't think this is the end of Kittle's career, but at this point he's a lot older, and an Achilles tear trying to set you back a good bit, especially this late in the season. I mean, recovery wise, it's not going to be until mid next year.
Yeah, and if San Fran can keep their head above water, it might be worth him being able to come back at some point next year. But I mean, the way Juszczyk was talking about it, he was like, "If anybody can come back from this, it's George Kittle." So, I mean, I don't think anybody is talking as if it might be over for him. I thought what was funny was, and this is exactly what you expect from George Kittle, because this is again from the Juszczyk interview. I don't know if you saw it, but they were asking about like how it was going into halftime with George like just sitting there with his fucking torn Achilles, and George was like, "Bro, I'm not dead. Like I'm good. Go fucking win.
Yeah,
I'm all right. I'm good," which is hilarious.
it's hilarious.
But it sucks because now I mean, and also, I mean, it's gonna be even worse for San Fran, in terms of just trying to
Yeah,
fucking win games. Fuck just being sad for the guy. I mean, San Fran is gonna struggle now. Um, I'm worried about it. I'm worried about them, especially with
yeah,
Brock Purdy
for
at the
sure.
helm. Golly. But
No, big
what?
time.
I guess besides that, I mean, I don't know if you had any other feelings besides just the fact that we're witnessing the downfall of Philly in real time. Um, that's all I got for them.
Again, it for me. It's kind of like their tire is leaking. It's
Mm.
not flat. Um, so I don't think they need to replace the tire yet. I think that they can put a patch in it, come back and play next year, and still perform at a higher level. Because this was dog shit for them. There's way too many talented players on that offense alone for them to. I mean, even if it's an improvement in terms of players, I think a offensive coordinator job should do. And honestly, at this point, Patullo should have been fired a long time ago.
Yeah, but I feel like this is a tire that's going to go through a lot in the off season, and a tire that might, hit a couple more bumps along the way, a tire that might get a little older, a tire that might have a little more attitude still, or a tire that might not be there anymore in AJ Brown. I'm not too sure.
Sure.
It might be like I feel like it's something like a tire patch is something you do like mid season to keep it going. It's like if you just
See, but
patch your tire during the off season, is that like that's all you did? You just patch your tire? You didn't go get it changed? You that lazy?
a patch can last a while. Um,
Yeah, I
and
guess.
and honestly, I think if you I'm gonna be honest, even if you lose AJ, I think that team is still more than talented enough to make an actual playoff run, to win more than 9 games, to be a real team. Um, like we saw them last year, it was the Saquon show. AJ was there, but it was a Saquon show.
Oh yeah, it was 100% the Saquon show.
I, I,
I guess
again, if you can't find a way to get these four players to work together, then lock them up.
yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with I mean, it'd be the same thing.
The Ravens.
It's the same thing with fucking the Ravens. You go at that, you can't figure it out with Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Get the fuck out of here. Um, and speaking of the Ravens, our owner, Big Steve, he had a couple of funny things to say. I guess during a little press conference. Um, and it started with they said if Tyler Loop makes this field goal and you guys are in the playoffs, is John Harbaugh still your coach? And his response was for a week.
Yes. Fuck yeah.
So it's really good to know that they had their hearts set on getting rid of this motherfucker. Like no matter what, all right, you got your job for another
Which
week.
leads me to believe that they have thought about the replacement already, and now they're just making sure.
I would hope so, because I mean, like
And I
the
think the
day of
replacement
the
is.
yesterday on Tuesday, January 13th, Devin, Cliff Kingsbury was interviewed by the Baltimore Ravens. You know what he said? You know what he probably did? He was like, "Damn, like,
See, here's the
it's
thing.
so
Cliff, at this point, sorry, Cliff is interviewing
good."
teams. Cliff is interviewing teams. So this
Sure.
is whatever decisions is. This is Cliff's decision. Cliff, like people are like, oh, Harbaugh's a top prospect. Fucking Tomlin's a top prospect next year. Cliff Kingsbury is a top head coaching prospect, in my eyes.
Yeah.
He's gonna go where the fuck he wants to go. That's Baltimore's Baltimore. Like he took a shitty
Yeah,
job in
but
Washington. He can go take a fucking cold job in Baltimore and be fine.
I think maybe he just showed up to the facility and was like, "Damn, like we're pretty close to the condo in DC. Like we could probably like move in like a half a day. This is easy. We could really
Legit.
just get right up here
School.
and start working." But no, I want Cliff. Apparently, from what I've seen, Lamar's also he's a couple things, and I'll say this to everybody that's hating on Lamar and the Ravens: suck my fucking dick, because apparently Lamar has been heavily involved in the hiring process. He's been on Zoom after every meeting and talking about, the I guess, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They could be talking about anything, but hopefully talking about the hiring process and all this, which tells me that you probably wouldn't ask a guy who you're considering maybe trading in a year or next year or whatever. You wouldn't really confide in them, or you wouldn't be sitting here like, hey, what do you think? He wouldn't be involved in the hiring process. The reason he's involved in the hiring process is because Lamar Jackson is a Baltimore Raven. He will continue to be a Baltimore Raven, and yeah.
Lamar is the future of the Baltimore Ravens. He has been the future of the Baltimore Ravens since he stepped foot in Baltimore. I said this before the season was over. Harbaugh, it was either, regardless of what happened, Lamar was not leaving. Harbaugh could have stayed. Harbaugh could have left. Like, at no point would the Baltimore Ravens pick John Harbaugh, of all people, over Lamar Jackson. And I'm glad they did not. Again, I didn't see that happening ever. I mean, it would be like if Josh had a bad year, if the Bills missed the playoffs, and they said, no, Josh is out. Sean McDermott keeps his job. Like that level of bum shittery for a two-time MVP to lose his job over a head coach whose ass was saved by said player.
I
So no, I mean, John can go do all of his interviews, and he's gonna go be a head coach on a team, and people are gonna realize that he is not the head coach that people think he is.
Fuck no. And apparently John Harbaugh's had a bunch of requests for whatever team he goes to.
I
Like
bet.
he wants full control. He wants full control over like every in terms of like the hiring process, all the way up to who. So this is what tells me what team he's going to go to. He's going to a team that doesn't have a GM yet, because he said he wants to have control of who they hire for their next GM, and all these other things. Or he has a lot of demands. This is a little interesting.
It's not interesting. He's an idiot. It's what, like, I don't know what else I would expect from someone who's been in the same organization for damn near 20 years. Um, like, I'm assuming that Bill, like, when Bill was, like, getting interviewed by the Falcons, it wasn't like, yo, is he good enough to head coach the Falcons? it was Bill like, yo, am I gonna get the shit that I want?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
And the same
I
thing might
don't.
happen to Harbaugh. No, you're not. You're not gonna get this. You're not gonna go fucking be the head coach of the Browns because or whoever's GM got fired. I don't know. Get the
Yeah, I'm
Cardinals.
not. I was listening. Miami fired their GM, right?
No,
No.
it was
No?
the
Are we sure?
Cards.
Are we positive?
Cardinals did. Yeah, no, Miami
Hold on.
didn't.
Hold on. What NFL teams don't or fired their GM? Are we sure? Are we absolutely positive? Ranking NFL 9 open head coaching vacancies. Nope. Recently the Falcons and the Raiders. Oh, that's it. Okay. Um,
I guess the Cardinals
Chargers
didn't.
fired Greg Roman as yeah, yeah. Okay, here. Uh okay, Dolphins hired president, vice president, or hired Packers vice president of player personnel as their new GM. Yeah, Miami just hired a new GM. Falcons just hired a new GM.
Okay.
Falcons, Cardinals obviously fire Gannon. Uh, Falcons, they fired both Morris and their GM. Um, okay, there's some teams that fired their GMs. Greg Roman fired as the OC for the Chargers. That's hilarious. Um, okay, yeah. So I guess we'll have to see. I guess we'll have to see what's going on with John Harbaugh. But in terms of the Ravens,
But
I don't
again,
want
that's kind of the thing. Like, I know we're repeating ourselves a lot. If you can't get it done with Lamar and Derrick Henry, what the fuck are you gonna do with Kyler Murray or Michael Penix or any other fucking quarterback in this league?
yeah. Yeah, no, there like where are we going to he's gonna go to Tennessee? He's gonna go get it done with Cam Ward. He's gonna go get it done with Michael Penix. He's gonna get it done with Gino in Vegas. Like I don't see him getting it done anywhere. And then regarding the Ravens, Lamar spoke highly of Kubiak over in Seattle, their OC. I mean, maybe I guess cool. Lamar, he was like he be in his bag. It's like, all right, fuck Lamar, stop gassing up. Go gas up Cliff, please. Go gas up the bag that Cliff is
Please,
in.
because
Please go back.
Cliff
Go gas
Cliff
that up. We need to
been
hear how
in
much
his
of a bag he's
bag,
in.
dude. Y'all don't need Gary Kubiak's son.
Fuck no. I don't want Stefanski. I don't want Vance
Hell,
Joseph. even Steve. So Biscotti was doing his the press conference, and
Bashotti.
he learned Biscotti. He was sitting there, and he had just learned. Like they told him, Mike Tomlin stepped down, and they were like, "Will there be any interest?"
Mm.
And he was like, "Wouldn't that be fucking awesome?" And when he said
Yeah,
that, I was
he
like,
said John
no,
can go to.
no,
He said John can
we're
go to
not.
Pittsburgh.
Absolutely not. I I don't want Mike
Yeah,
Tomlin anywhere near this facility. He better not even get a fucking phone call. Fuck that.
like
Um,
it would be like Patrick Queen going to the Steelers, but times a million. Like I don't think the Ravens would accept Tomlin. In no world would Ravens fans accept Mike Tomlin.
well, Mike Tomlin's not that good of a coach.
Agreed, but even regardless, like what's his name? Belichick wasn't going to go to the fucking Bills, and vice versa. They wouldn't want to. They wouldn't have wanted Bill Belichick.
No, but like fuck the rivalry, fuck anything. I don't want some coach who's okay with just going 9-8.
True.
You know, like I don't want Mike. I don't want Mike Tomlin. Period. I don't care. I don't care what team Mike Tomlin was coaching for. I do not want that man as the next Baltimore Ravens head coach.
Agreed.
But besides that, yeah, no. Steve was talking his shit. Lamar's heavily influenced in the Ravens' next head coach hire. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I guess we'll have to wait and see who the Ravens get their hands on. A power ranking, obviously, because most of the teams, their season's over, but I think we have to at least establish who the best teams in the league are that are left. Because as of right now, we got Seattle number 1. Obviously, they were the number 1 seed and they didn't play this week, so I guess they kind of get a pass and they get to stay number 1. We didn't really get to see what they truly look like versus any of these other teams. Now where it gets a little tricky, you have the Rams at number 2, who I would keep above New England, and obviously we're going to have to look at some things right here because Jacksonville going to have to drop. They took the L. San Fran next up, they won.
Well,
what's up?
I think all the L teams have to drop.
Well, they're going to have to drop. So that's where, but I'm discussing more so where the teams that that are left rank. Like the Rams were number 2 on our list last week. As of right now, the teams after that are left that won, you have New England, you have San Fran. After that, you had Chicago. After that, you had Buffalo, and then after that, you had Denver, and then you had Houston. So,
boogity.
So, with that being said, I would say right now, New England, San Fran, Chicago, what's that order looking like? Chicago's over San Fran.
I was about to say New England, Chicago, San Fran.
Okay, and then do the Rams get to keep their 2 spot? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I was making sure. Chicago, San Fran. No, okay.
Like their offense is still undeniable. There's not a lot of undeniable offenses, and they have one.
Buffalo though, where does Buffalo go? Buffalo go over San Fran?
Yes.
Okay.
My question is, does Buffalo go over New England or not?
Over New England? Over New England and Chicago right now?
I guess not.
Do they go over Chicago?
I would put them over Chicago.
All right.
Yes, Chicago won that game, but boy, should they not have.
And then we had Denver after all of these teams. Do they get to jump anybody? I guess the realest question would be
honestly, to that same tune, we might be able to drop Seattle out of the 1.
I don't know. They were 1 and didn't get to prove that they were still better than everybody else. Denver is.
I know, but do they deserve the 1? Denver's the 1 seed in the over there.
Yeah, but they were 8th.
We had them
8th last week. So, I mean, where do you? I don't.
Put them over Houston.
Put Denver over Houston. Okay. Put Denver over Houston.
Yeah.
I was okay with that. Denver over Houston. And then you have the people that lost. Out of all these teams that lost, I think the ones that impressed me the most, I gotta go. I gotta go Jacksonville, right?
Jags.
Yeah, I gotta go Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And then after Jacksonville, I mean, I think Philly lost. Philly
Carolina.
lost. They still look better than the Chargers. Carolina lost. They look better than both of these teams. Are we gonna put them over all these teams?
Yes.
All right, I guess Carolina. I liked. I mean, I liked what I saw from. I'd say Philly, Green Bay, and then the Chargers.
I'd say Green Bay, Philly.
Green Bay blew a 18-point lead.
Green Bay put up 6 fucking points. Not Green Bay. Philly.
Philly put up. What are you talking about? Pittsburgh.
What did Philly
Pittsburgh
put up? Am I
put up
stupid?
6 points. Philly lost what?
Pitt put up
19-24?
6.
Something like that.
You're
Listen,
right.
I'll get their exact score, but no. Philly 19-23. Pittsburgh, it was 30-6.
Yeah.
I mean, we could put Green
Yes.
Bay. We can put Green Bay over Philly. If you want. Green Bay, Philly.
I think so.
Green Bay, Philly, then the Chargers, then Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh will last.
That's what we're looking at. Okay, there we go. And then after that, I mean, the teams we have left, I kind of just keep in the same order. After that was Baltimore. And then it started going down Detroit, Indianapolis, Dallas, Tampa Bay. It's all the same after that. Nobody's played. So for the wild card power ranking or week 19, whatever it's called, starting at 32, you got the Jets, Tennessee, Las Vegas, Cleveland, Miami, Arizona, the Giants, Washington, Kansas City, New Orleans, Cincinnati, Atlanta, Minnesota, Tampa, Dallas, Indianapolis, Detroit, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, the Chargers, the Eagles, the Packers, the Panthers, the Jaguars, the Texans, the Broncos, the Niners, the Bears, the Bills, the Patriots, the Rams, and Seahawks still at number 1 for now. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. It is what it is. But with that being said, before we do get out of here, we're going to start. And I was having trouble trying to word this or what to name this because it's kind of a road. It's road to a Super Bowl. Every team starts somewhere, and most of these teams are starting right now because they're not in the playoffs. They're in their off season, which is going to start with obviously what moves they need to make, who they need to keep, who they need to get rid of, who they should look at in the free agency market, and whatever, who they should look at in the draft. But I say we're going to start by talking about every single team leading up to the combine and whatnot. We had a couple months, or excuse me, not even the combine, the tampering period. You know, players will start to move then. We'll figure out who's going to play where. A couple months will pass by, and then maybe around the summertime, once we start to get to the training camp, we'll maybe take an overlook again at all these rebuilds, you could call them, that we're working on. It maybe have like a 2.0 of every conversation we're having right now. But with that being said, last year we had road to the Super Bowl for all 32 teams. This year we're going to start with a team who has a very long road to the Super Bowl, and their chances when we get to the end of this are probably going to be very low. We have the New York Giants road to the Super Bowl. It won't be
sick.
It's not the worst. It's not the bumpiest road, but it's bumpy.
No.
Like you might not be the fattest person, but like you're huge, like type of situation.
It's like, yeah, New York's got some potholes.
Definitely got some potholes, but
big ones.
I guess this is how we're gonna look at it. I got sort of a grading system. We're gonna see how it works. Obviously, last year we kind of did the same thing where we just put things together and had a percentage for teams and how the percentage of them making the Super Bowl, not winning, making the Super Bowl.
Sure.
So we'll figure that out at the end of this. But starting with their offense, I figure we go over, I guess just I'll start spitting some things out, and we'll see how we feel about the Giants' offense. So they were 13th. Because this is what's confusing about the Giants is they have a lot of potential, and it's weird. You know,
Yeah,
they. I
that's
mean,
not weird.
a little bit. Well, it's a little weird.
You have a first-round quarterback. You have a what? First-round wide receiver. Whenever the fuck Scatabo got drafted was too low, I
Third
guess.
round, fourth round,
third, second, or third, I
something
think.
like that.
Outside of that, on the offensive side, there's not a ton, but I mean, you go over to that defense and you've got some ballers, but there's definitely some upside on that offense, especially if they continue to draft well.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because Giants offense, they finished 13th in total yards. They were 25th in passing yards with 3,474. But they were 5th in rushing yards with 2,100 or over 2,100. They didn't have many turnovers. They only had 17 turnovers, which was tied the sixth best. 17th in points, so they were pretty mediocre in getting into the end zone or just scoring points in general. Their O-line, big problem. 7th most sacks allowed.
Huge.
They also had the 4th most offensive penalties. Their red zone efficiency was garbage. It was 47.5%. But like you said, people like Malik Neighbors, Cam Scatabo. I even like the fact that you had Wan'Dale Robinson. He's going to be a free agent. I say they bring him back. He was 14th, I believe. Yeah, he was 14th this year in receiving yards. Cam Scadabo's returning. I liked even Theo Johnson, their tight end. I like him at tight end. Tyrone Tracy,
Yep.
if you want a little 1-2 punch, which I think is kind of something needed you need with Scatabo. You still have Tyrone Tracy, who put up 700 yards. I mean, I think he seemed pretty efficient for a few weeks. I had him on fantasy, and there were a couple times where I went, "Fuck, that man went stupid." So I think he'd be a great running back too to Scatabo. If they focus on that O line, if the Giants improve their O line by 20%, the biggest question will be how good is Jackson Dart?
I think, well, yes, that will be a question. The other big question is who their head coach is going to be.
Okay, that is something that is a big that factors in. That is true. You know, do they?
So someone who can handle this young sort of not weird offense, but an offense that needs something to tie all these pieces together. But yeah, no, I think head coach should be at the top of their list. They've got enough pieces to be a playoff team.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess big question would be who's gonna be coming in and how much control or how good will they be at running that offense? And then you have Jackson Dart and how good he can be. And then you look over what do you got? The defense. So the defense they were hit or miss. They were hit or miss. You have Dexter. You have Dexter. I'm gonna say McLaurin. You have Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, and Abdul Carter all going to be returning next year. So that's going to be great for pressure up front. I like that.
And Abdul, who hasn't broken out yet.
Nah, but I mean, what he don't got to yet. We'll give him some time. No. Now back, and before we even get into more players, they had the 5th most yards allowed. 17th in passing, second most. They allowed the second most rushing yards. They were 7th in points allowed, and they were only 25th in turnovers. They were not getting after the ball, and they were number 1 in penalties, defensive penalties. So number 4 in offensive penalties, 4th most offensive penalties, and the most defensive penalties, all of 2025. And you look at this, like I said, you got a great return for up front. But besides Okereke at the linebacker position, this motherfuckers suck. Obviously, you want to look at them allowing the 2nd most rushing yards in the league, because 17th in passing, them being mediocre. It makes a lot of sense because I like their safeties. I like some of their safeties and some of their corners. They have like Javon Holland. They have Tyler Nubin. They
Mm-hmm.
have a couple Drew Phillips. I fuck with, but if we're talking in terms of linebackers, there's a lot that are on the market, and I don't know how much money you want to spend, but you could spend like Alex Anzalone money or Matt Milano money, or you could spend Alex Singleton money, or you could go to like a Cole Holcomb or Devin Bush or Denzel Perryman, Quay Walker from Green Bay, Quincy Williams, Quinton Williams' brother, Quincy, who's just traded. You can have Quincy Williams, or sorry, opposite.
Quentin Williams got
Yeah,
a brother?
Quinton and Quincy Williams are brothers. They were both on the Jets together before the trade. But Quincy Williams at linebacker, there's a lot of
You're right.
options.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
I think if there's one thing the Giants are going to go after, it should definitely be some talent at the linebacker position, because the defense because penalties you can fix. That you can work on penalties, and
Yeah.
I would now obviously stopping the run is probably the most important thing in football. But if you can give me a defense that I have to work on them being able to stop the run, and knowing like we might, we might be okay if this quarterback drops back, it might be something easier to improve than the other way around. It's like, all right, well, you can stop the run, but you got Marlon Humphrey ×4 back there, and now what are you gonna do? You might be screwed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I look at
True.
that and I'd say their defense is obviously what need I guess if I'd say what needs more work in terms of moves being made, I'd say probably that offensive line over the defense.
The defense needs pieces, but the O line is, I think, atop that list. You get your O line set, then you can sort of work together that defense, and get a good DC. I don't know if they're firing their DC or what happened with. I don't know anything about the Giants coaching system right now, but
Well, yeah, they're
I mean, a lot of penalty bullshit comes from player discipline, which starts at the coaching level. It's not a lot of like I don't know, like it's a team thing. So I don't know.
yeah, no, I mean it's definitely a mindset, or it's definitely a discipline thing. And I mean, if you want to bring in a coach who isn't good at, I guess, disciplining the players in terms of mental mistakes or mental errors or penalties, hire John Harbaugh. That's a simple
Hire
fix.
right now.
That happens a lot. That happened a lot in Baltimore. But okay, and then let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at their. Obviously, we know their opponents for next season. They're going to be playing Dallas twice. They're going to be playing Philly twice. They're going to be playing Washington twice. And then they're going to be playing the AFC South. So obviously, Jags, Titans, Texans, and motherfucking. Who am I forgetting? Jags, Titans, Texans. Boom. Who am I forgetting?
Colts.
Colts. Thanks. Shout out Daniel Jones. Hopefully that leg is better by then, because Jesus Christ, I've never. Which we don't
Mm-mm.
talk about. We talked about Daniel Jones, but did you see the way Mahomes' bone shifted in his leg?
When he
Yeah.
Towards ACL? Yeah.
Yeah. That was. Whew. It was like just like I don't know. I was
Did
thinking
you
about
see
Daniel Jones.
the Micah Parsons bone shift was more gross?
Maybe I'm thinking about that one. Ooh, maybe,
I think you're thinking about Micah because his whole
maybe I
leg
am.
ricocheted.
I would say, but I think Mahomes was nasty too. I think Mahomes had a nasty one too.
Mahomes was a ACL LCL, so it was a hyperextension
Mm-hmm.
this way, and then an outward
Yeah,
snap here. Like if
yeah,
this
yeah.
is his left leg, yeah, it was hyper toward the ACL, and then it snapped that way toward the LCL.
Oh yeah.
But his
Oh
was
yeah.
his was
Yeah.
just your regular stereotypical snap. Yeah,
Sure, I guess if that's what
was
you call regular simple snap. They play the AFC South. They play the NFC West. So Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, motherfucking. Why am I getting to three and then sitting here
Niners.
acting like I don't know football teams? The
You're big.
absolute 49ers. Um,
You're big three for.
yeah, I'm 3 for 4, two in a row, and then they have Cleveland, Detroit, and the New Orleans Saints. Um, which to me, obviously, we're gonna be talking about the schedule and opponents and everything, but just a rough estimate. We don't even have to go record. It's just, blank to blank amount of wins we could look at because we don't know what a lot of these teams are going to look like next year. But to me, the New York Giants because a lot of these teams we're going to look at, there might be other teams that need linebackers and have their eyes on some of these guys or whatnot, or may improve on the defensive or offensive side of the ball. So this is all going to be a very rough estimate for now, but look at like Philly. Do you see the Giants walking the next year splitting? I mean, what is it? Higher chance of 2-0 or higher chance of 1-1? Or 0-2, should I say?
For who? The Giants?
I mean, I meant more 0-2. I meant 2-0 for Philly, 0-2 for the Giants.
If we're basing it off of if we're basing it off of this year, definitely a higher chance of 1-1.
Okay, a higher chance of 1-1. So if it's a higher chance of 1-1, then out of the entire NFC East, are you saying that it'd be probably a higher chance of a 3-3 in total?
Then a straight sweep, yeah. But it's all dependent on, I don't know, how strong the East shows up. Um, if we're looking at total wins, yeah, I think at most they can steal 3 from the division,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
then
because I mean, you got to think though. These teams, I mean, these people have these lines set now. They're going to be tweaking these lines until the season starts on how many teams or how many wins or what they think they're how well
should
they
we
think they're going
set
to play.
should we set where we think their line is, or should we
Well, I mean, it's
give
essentially
a range?
we're setting a line. We're gauging the strength of schedule. We're looking at what how many wins we think they'll end up with. Um, so if you had three right there out of the division, and then you look at the AFC South, Texans, Jags, Titans could absolutely steal one from the Titans. Colts, I'd say at best they
Yeah,
could go 2-2. I'd say that'd be the best. That'd be the best case scenario: 2-2, 1-3. So we're looking at what, 5 wins
then you
there?
get the West. Yeah, you got Seattle, LA, San Fran, Arizona. Um, if I were to set a line on them, 7.5 at best. I think they can win. I mean, I don't know at best just because of fucking Seattle won 14 games this year, but I don't think their potential is that high coming into this season. I think their potential max wins is maybe 10, 11 at best. Like I think they can sneak into the playoffs. I think they can have a good year, but in terms of this team's development, I still think they have a few more years.
Um, 10 or 11. I guess. I mean that is definitely shooting for the absolute stars for the New York Giants.
Yeah.
I will say though, if you go like you said 3 there, 2 in the South, if we're going 5 there, I think they can beat Cleveland. Detroit's probably a big no. The Saints could be a big yes. Give them another 7, and then if they go over to the West, yeah, they're just maybe
Toilet
maybe
paper. They are.
maybe Arizona.
But also, I mean, yes, but the three, like, I think at max they can win 3 in the division.
So then we're looking at that's 8 wins if we include an Arizona win. So for me, that's 8. So 8.5 would be my line.
I said 7-5, but yeah,
Um,
8-5.
I mean, and
I think 7-5.
like so, and then because of that gauge, I wanted to talk more strength of schedule. Is that line set to that because the schedule is hard, or because that team is not that good, or it's a little bit of mix of both?
I don't think the schedule's super hard. Um, but yeah, it's just kind of where they are in terms of developing. Like, I don't think they're fully developed yet unless we get like a Ben Johnson level of turnaround. Um, I don't know.
Okay. So I'll say now, just to do this, the little bit of math, this little equation, we'll just put a little bit of we'll mix a little bit of our offense, a little bit of our defense, mix a little bit of strength of schedule, and it'll give us a rough, I guess, percentage of their chance of them landing in the Super Bowl next season. So we take a look back at their passing game, right? And what I want to do with this is, think about what they were able to do this year. Think about what they could possibly have next year. Maybe the chances of said people being here or not. And then, like you said, if you even want to include who's going to be controlling this offense next year, how good on a scale from 1 to 10? And mind you, I'm going to be timing this times 2. I don't know.
Yeah, from 2 to 4.
On a scale from 2 to 4, you could say scale to 1 to 10. I'm going to times it by 2 to make it 20. So maybe a scale from 1 to 20, however you want to put it. How good you think that their passing offense could potentially be. Could potentially be. That's how I'd word it. Out of 20. And then this is how I would look at it. If you finished like an 18 or 19 out of 20, you would have to finish like top 5 in passing yards. You'd have to finish probably top 5 in passing touchdowns. You would have to, I mean, just that alone, I mean, you'd have to be up there. You have to be an absolute problem if your quarterback dropped back. You'd have to have Jackson Dart in MVP conversations. That would be the level of
Yeah.
offense. I don't think that's going to be them.
No. 5.
Okay, that's
I was
nice.
gonna say 6, but 5 feels better.
Out of 20?
Nope, out of 10.
Okay. Whoo, shit. Holy fuck. Holy shit. Okay. All right. So let's see here. So you say 5 to 6. So we're looking at a 10. I'm looking at it like this. Just maybe.
Why don't we meet in the middle and go 11?
Okay, boom, there. Let's look at it at a 20 scale. Because I'm thinking just passing offense alone, you got to look at the fact that having to worry about the run and Scatterbo being back will obviously help out a little bit. That fucking offensive line is atrocious, so that's definitely going to bump them down a
That's
little
the
bit.
thing.
Your 5 to 6, I like. Meeting in the middle at 11, I like that. Meeting at the middle at 11, I like that. And then you go over to their rushing offense. Like I said, they were 5th in rushing yards this season. I mean, their red zone efficiency was pretty dog shit considering what they were able to do rushing. Um, uh, 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 um, but I think you have the return of Scatabo. If you're able to keep Tyrone Tracy around, which I'm pretty sure they'll be able to do. I mean, top 5 in rushing yards. I don't know what Scatabo is going to be looking like, but 14.
I want to say 14 or 15.
14. I mean, we could throw 0.5s out there, but I'd say 14. I'd give a nice 14 out of 20 there. And then if we take a look at their rushing defense absolutely atrocious, which is weird because you have talent up front. Like I said, maybe if you go out there and grab some. There's so many linebackers out there. It'd be hard to imagine the Giants don't bring in somebody. I'm gonna bank on them bring if you could bet on that, I'd bet on it. Just them bringing somebody in at linebacker. I think their rushing defense can slightly improve. I don't think they're going to be the second worst in rushing yards allowed. I mean, that is just ridiculous. But I can't go too high. I can't go too crazy. Out of 20, I mean, 11th for passing offense. I mean, what are we looking at here? Like if I had to give them a grade from last season, it'd be like a 3, maybe 3 out of 20, possibly at their best. So like, I think maybe they could double that, get a little bit better, like a 6 or a 7, 6.5.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Let's say, do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
6.
Okay, yeah, 6. Fuck them. Now passing defense. Okay, once again, they were 17th in passing yards allowed. They were 17th in sacks, so I mean pressure was very mid. I think it can get better. I think the pressure will get better. I think they will get to the quarterback more than the 17th most in sacks. I do like their passing. I do like their pass coverage in terms of the personnel. I'm gonna say maybe kind of in the realm of their passing offense. I'd say maybe it could be a little bit better than their pass, like 11.5, 12. Maybe a little bit lower. Am I gassing it? You can bring me down if I need to.
I was gonna say 10.
10,
but
0.5.
We can go 11. We can go 10-5.
We can go 11. We can go 10-5. We can go 10-5. We can go 10-5 on the passing defense. Like I said, it's a rough estimate here. And then you have strength of schedule out of 20. You look at the people they're playing. You look at it now. Obviously, they're in a tougher division. AFC South, NFC West, Browns, Lions, Saints. You were looking at them. You said about 7, 8 wins. I said about 8 or 9. You said 10 or 11 if they have a Ben Johnson turnaround. How? Because you would have to go in reverse for this, and so how well you think they'll play in this? Because if you gave them like a 15 out of 20, that would mean you think their schedule was pretty easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's I guess it's
so how much the strength of their schedule helps them.
Yes, exactly. And I guess with that being said, I'd say NFC East alone, definitely a boom, a 5 down. NFC West, boom, definitely another knock. Browns might bring you up a little bit. Saints might bring you up a little bit. But I'm starting to think we might be in the realm of how many wins we might think they'll possibly come down with, and that's about, what are we looking at?
7.
Let's say 7. I was thinking maybe 7.5. I was leaning because 7, 8, 9. We'll go 7.5. We'll go 7.5. Fuck it. Add a little 0.5 to it. And then, we could bust out the calculator because I'm not going to sit here and do mental math at this time of day. But add it all together. Boom. Boom. And this is going to be funny to come back to, couple months from now, we're gonna go. Remember the percentage we gave them to make the Super Bowl? Remember how fucking wrong we were?
Can we take whatever number this is and divide it by 100?
Oh yeah.
Or not 100, just Christ. Chop her down a little bit.
Okay, you mean you said what? Can we do
I
it?
don't know. I don't know how this works. So you tell me. You take the reins.
So I guess what we will do here is we're gonna add up all these numbers, and then we're gonna see what we get out of 100. And then I guess the real question is, how would we decide? I guess we're gonna decide if we think that number works and what we could do to tweak it if we want to tweak it.
I think you take that number and you divide it by 5.
Why?
And that's the percentage of them making the Super Bowl.
Why are we dividing it by 5?
Isn't it the amount of categories we use?
Yeah.
The average of the categories
is that
the whole of the team.
Is that a good?
I don't know. What's the number?
Your equation sounds better because the number's 49, and they do not have a 49% chance to make it. So you're right. You take the 5. See, this is why you're the brains. You're the brains of the operation, because then when you divide it by 5, you get a beautiful
average it. Yeah.
9.8%.
Essentially, you're taking the. Yeah. There we go.
You have a 9.8% chance. That is absolutely beautiful.
See, but that's what that's telling you is what we gave them out of 20 on average.
Yeah. But you split it all up evenly.
I know, but like if we at max, a team could get a 20% chance to make the playoffs or to make the Super Bowl.
No.
With this,
we don't do it that way around here. We gave the reigning champs 92% based off of a lot of different shit. We gave the Rams a 68%.
No, I know, but
a 68% chance. You know.
Yes.
But this is my point. I like I said, I want notes. I want to work on it. I want to make it better. And 9.8% sounds a lot better than whatever the fuck we would have given them last year.
9.8 sounds good, and I think it works for the Giants. It's not going to work for every team. This dividing by 5, but 9.8 works for the Giants for sure.
I don't know. Your little divide by 5, that might be the trick. I kind of like that.
No. What I'm saying is that gives you the average out of 20.
No, I thought you said that might not work for every team. I thought that's what
yes.
I thought you said that. Sorry, and then I was saying no, that's going to work for every team.
No, I'm saying it's not going to work for every team.
But it will work for why would it not work for every team?
So, if we gave a 20 for all 5 categories, and then divided it by 5, the maximum percentage would be 20. The maximum number would be 20.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, here. What sounds more reasonable? The Kansas City Chiefs having
92%?
The Kansas City Chiefs having a 17.5% chance to make the Super Bowl, or a 91.5% chance to make the Super Bowl? Like, to me, yeah, if every team has like a 1.35, 2, that's a little too low, but that is a little too high. I think we meet in the middle. You split it by 5. Sure, you're only going to get 20%, but should any team...
That works.
What's that?
Well, I say we just throw the percentage out and we just do it on a sliding scale of 1 to 20.
Sliding scale of 1 to 20. I mean, we could. I just, to me, I mean, it was just an easier way to look at it. Like, boom, what was the chance? We gave him a 9.8% chance. 9.8% chance. And what I was gonna say is, what fucking team do teams really deserve more than 20% chance to make the Super Bowl?
No,
God, no. So
especially not
many
after this
things.
year.
All the variables that play into that play into effect into a football season. No, I'm actually glad that you gave me a reason to cap it at 20%. No team's gonna have a higher chance than 20%. Fuck it. Fuck them.
I like it.
I'm
Fuck
fine
'em.
with that.
Fuck 'em.
But no, with all that being said, there's your road to the Super Bowl for the New York Giants. 9.8% chance for them to make the Super Bowl. For now, who knows? It could go down. It could go down. It could go up. It could do either of those things. So we're gonna have to wait and see.
They hire Cliff.
If they fucking hire Cliff Kingsbury and draft the fucking 5 most athletic and demon minded offensive linemen, who knows? Maybe it boosts up to a 14.5% chance. I'm not sure, but that's what we got for the Eagles or for the Giants. And that's what we got for all these wild card games. That's what we got for the power ranking. And that's what we got for our big man Steve Bisciotti saying fuck John Harbaugh. Devin, is there anything that you need to get off of your chest before we get out of here?
No.
That's perfect. Hopefully you all enjoyed this episode of On It. We will be back on Saturday to predict these divisional games. We're going to We're going to talk about maybe some of the best active fifth overall picks. Maybe, just possibly, we'll give a little percentage to the Washington Commanders and their chance of making the Super Bowl next episode. And maybe I'll throw, depending on the topics and how long we'll discuss things, a second team as well. Maybe a team that didn't make it to the playoffs. Maybe a team just got bumped out in the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, I'm going by division here. But who knows? Who knows what we're going to talk about next episode? With all that being said, brand new episodes every Tuesday and Saturday. Hopefully you enjoyed. It has been me. It has been Devin. It has been real. We are out.